Hi everyone, this is Balázs from RacingBrick, and this is my second video about the Wild West train, the largest set in the 4th series of the Bricklink Designer Program. If you want to see the details of the build or learn more about the program itself, I recommend you watch my first video. The crowdfunding phase starts today. You can find the links in the description and in the pinned comment. I will update the links with the direct ones to the LEGO shop as soon as the pre-order goes live. In this episode, we focus on the motorization, I compare the train to some other LEGO trains, and answer some questions you asked in the comment section of the first video. Let's do the comparisons and some other inquiries first. One of you asked me to put the Wild West train on the tracks of the logging train from the BDP Series 2. Well, the whole train doesn't fit, just the original configuration without the extra car. Another request was to replace the locomotive of the logging train with the new one. Here is the result. And now a few more comparisons. You asked about the Orient Express. Well, the proportions are quite different, and the Orient Express is still longer. I'm always surprised at how massive these wagons are. Here is a regular city train, which is the opposite with its narrow passenger cars. It comes from another world. And here is one of the Harry Potter trains, which is part of the 75955 set. Now a few questions. Does the train have plastic or metal axles? It has the new plastic axles, but as far as I know, all LEGO trains currently have them. This question may stem from a possible misunderstanding about the Bricklink Designer Program. So the parts of these sets do not come from Bricklink sellers, but directly from LEGO. These sets are manufactured and packaged in the same way as regular LEGO sets. When you submit your design for the next series of the BDP program, you always have an inventory in Bricklink Studio. These are the parts that are available for that series, which means that LEGO will produce these parts when the series goes into production. So you can't use old parts that are no longer produced. A small note before we test the train and the motorization. As I mentioned in the first video, this is still a pre-production model and the instructions are not quite finished yet. There were some minor changes in the front of the locomotive since then that I updated. So, can it run on normal LEGO tracks? Here's a little layout I put together, which we will try out manually first. As you can see, you can push it through the curves, it has no problems with the switches. Here are the flexible tracks, everything seems to be fine. It can also go backwards, the magnets hold, you just have to be careful where you grab the loco, some parts can be knocked off. What about the motorization? Again, a little disclaimer is needed. The motorization option is not officially part of the finished set, but the designer wanted to make sure the train is easy to motorize. He will publish separate instructions for it, but as you will see, it's really easy to do. What do we need for this? We need the city hub, a train motor and optionally a remote, which I prefer to the app, but you can of course use that too. The tender has been designed with a space for the hub. We first need to remove these 4 pillars and also replace the turntable of the first axle with a part that fixes it in place. Then we put the train motor here. The cable goes here. It is a pretty tight fit for the hub and the cable, but if you arrange it carefully, it should fit into place. And that's basically it. The train is ready to go. If you are interested in these details, I use rechargeable batteries in my videos. Usually AAA batteries are only 1.2 volts, but not this time, because I have 1.5 volt lithium-ion rechargeables by X-Star, so what you see here is really a full power output of the city hub that these batteries can maintain constantly. As you can see, it copes well with the track. I didn't experience any issues. It can also go through the switches, not at full power of course, but that wouldn't work with a regular city train either. Someone asked if it is possible to install a light while motorizing. I'm not sure if you can do that without exposing the cable, because I don't see an easy way to hide it in the locomotive itself. You can use a third-party lighting kit with thinner wires, but I don't have those on hand. So folks, that was the second video about the Wild West train that you can buy in the Bricklink Designer Program. All in all, I like this set, the design, the details and the possible storytelling aspects. It is also easy to motorize if you are looking for that. The train itself was a good building experience. I find that the side builds are a bit tricky to build and you need to handle the end result with care. But that's part of the philosophy of the BDP program. The building techniques used here are still within the limits of LEGO, but wouldn't necessarily be used in an official LEGO set. Remember, the crowdfunding starts today. The sets will be produced if they reach 3,000 pre-orders, and a maximum of 30,000 copies will be produced. Despite being the biggest and most expensive in the batch, I expect this train to be pretty popular. so if you want it, you probably should check out the links below as soon as possible. Please let me know what you think about the Wild West train. Will you be getting this or any other sets from the BDP4 series? Let's talk about it in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe with notifications, as there will be more exciting LEGO videos coming soon. See you next time, bye bye.